Hi, Paula. How are you today? We're here.
Good morning.
Happy
It's the end of the
Thanksgiving.
month.
Yeah, we kind of missed last week. My bad. You were here. I wasn't here. I was doing the whole family thing and thought we would take the week off, but we weren't on the same page. So my apologies for that, but I'm glad we're back.
No worries.
Yeah.
No worries. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Plant Power Half Hour. This is a conversation where we discuss herbs, oils, supplements, and holistic living. Whether you're looking to boost your immune system, alleviate stress, or simply explore ways to enhance your overall wellness, Plant Power Half Hour has something for everyone. So we want you to join us each week for this lively, informative, deep dive into the world of herbal remedies and essential oils. Thanks for tuning in today. And we're getting into the sleep, sharing our best tips for sleep, the where, the when, the why, the how of getting a good night's sleep. And I'm going to let Paula kick us off with the daily habits that affect our sleep. Where should we start?
Yeah. We've talked about so many good things already. About how to prepare our bedroom, our evening routine, all of those pieces are important, but the real next step is evaluating what are we doing during the day? How are we nourishing our body, our mind, our energies during the day has this big impact on how we sleep, right?
Yeah.
So let's take a look first and foremost about timing. What time of day do you wake up and what time of day do you go to bed? Making those consistent times of day really helps put your circadian rhythm in a good balance so that you're naturally waking up at the same time every day and you're getting tired about the same time every day. And when you can do that consistently, your body just automatically gets into that mode subconsciously, which helps nourish your sleep routine so much better. Now, weekends, often people want to sleep in longer or do a little extra. Try not to alter your patterns more than an hour from your normal patterns. Sometimes we do need a little bit more sleep. If we're sick, we're going to need more sleep because our body needs to heal. If we've been burning the candle on both ends and not taking care of our body's going to need a little bit more sleep. But in general, we want to keep it as consistent as possible to do that. Lisa, how are you doing with that? Is that a struggle or is that like, I got this?
Yeah. I mostly got this. I didn't know about the hour. I do tend to get up at the same time. I've been doing it for so long that I'm in a routine, but I didn't know about the hour and don't vary it more than an hour on the weekends. That totally makes sense. I use tools. I do. I have do not disturb. It goes on from 8 p.m. until 8 a.m. That way I am not distracted with phone calls and texts because when you're an entrepreneur like we are, we're susceptible to calls all hours of the day. And I do have international clients that I work with. So we're on different time frames. So I have to try to protect those nighttime hours so I have an opportunity to wind down. And I flip on that do not disturb. And those folks that are on my, feel free to get through to me list. They can still come through, but everybody else they're on the phone and I will see them in the morning when I start work at 8 a.m. And two, it's really easy in the morning for me to look at email and do my social media posts while I'm laying in bed before I even get up. And it's like, you gotta stop doing that. That's not good self-care to
Mhm.
engage the brain so early before I've had a time to get up and have coffee, go to the bathroom, maybe do a little scripture reading and just get prepared for the day. It'll be there when I get there. I don't need it to control me. So setting in some of the habits in place with alarm clocks or buzzers that go off to remind me, hey, turn it off. Also adjusting both my computer and my phone with the red light so that it's blocking the blue light. They're both set up automatically. I don't have to do it. It just happens. And when I see that change, it's like, hey, if you're not wrapping this up, start now, be done with it. The end of the day is here because we can get consumed 24 hours a day with being entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I mean, that really falls into a big category of setting boundaries. Setting boundaries with other people when you are available or not available, and reminding yourself a phone call or a text is a request. It's not a demand of your time, and you can choose when you're available and not available. So I love that you've already established that automatically. Mine is preset that same way as well. But also setting boundaries for yourself. Like we do a little bit better for others, but for ourselves, this is where we have to really hunker down and have a little extra willpower of not diving in, like you said, to looking at the texts and phone calls and stuff that we missed overnight first thing when we wake up. It's the same thing as, the emergency on the airplane. Put on your own oxygen mask first. If we nourish and take care of ourselves first, we can move into our day with so much better patience and energy and grace versus if we're diving in and trying to do all the things and respond to all this texts and phone calls right away, we haven't put on our own oxygen mask first. So morning routine is a huge part of setting up your day, because when you do that morning routine, set up your day so that you do get your mind, your emotions, your energy in the right place, so much of the rest of your day just goes smoother. You can do things with clarity and more patience for your coworkers or your family members or whatever else is going on in your life. So I love to start my morning routine specifically by avoiding my phone until I am ready, until I am prepared. So for me, that looks like getting out of bed, getting downstairs, walking, exercising, stretching, yoga, getting into the shower, getting myself dressed, physically ready, right? And then I go and grab my cup of coffee or my water, and I sit down and I read a page of my Bible, or right now I'm doing the Jesus Calling books that are just a simple inspiration for each day, something that I want to be filled with, right? I want to nourish myself. I want to start my day with, fill myself with my faith. And then I'm also going to take a look at my planner, not my calendar, my planner, and plan out what is the most important thing for me to do today. What does God need me to do today? What do I need to do today for myself, for my family, for my career? And figure out, how do these fit together? Then I look at my calendar and say, okay, here's where I can put these in. Here's the things that I am okay with setting down for today. I'm not going to do them. That's the hardest thing for me to learn, is not doing all the things. So today there was a perfect example of the message like that in my Jesus Calling book, of just saying, asking, inviting God to help you decide what those are. So I posted that on my Facebook page if you want to take a peek at that. But so helpful and so meaningful, because when we start clear-headed, we start deciding what we're bringing in. We bring that into our mind, we bring it into our heart so that we're ready, that just comes out of us, right? All throughout the day, whatever we're thinking, whatever we're saying, whatever we're feeling, that's going to be our baseline. That's going to be our foundation to do all the hard things, all the easy things, all the wonderful things, all the difficult things. Like, that's going to get us through so much more, right? Then when I end my day, I can end my day. And we talked about evening routines earlier. We talked about having that gratitude or closing out our day. Then I can look back and say, yes, I did the things I intended to set myself up to do. Nope, I didn't do this thing, but I'm okay with it. I'm going to do something different about it tomorrow and help my body release that throughout the day, right? I love that. That's my perfect example, my utopia of, here's where we're going, here's where we set it up. I'm human, I'm normal. Some days I skip that whole morning routine and just plow right into my day because my schedule is full and I don't want to take time to pause and sit down. Those are the days I know I struggle a little bit more. I'm a little bit more emotional. I'm a little bit more irritated with stuff. I'm a little bit more edgy or overwhelmed with things. I know that morning routine changes the outcome of my day. So even if I haven't started my day, I run into all this stuff during the day. The challenge is, what do I do about it? I need to do something about it, or it's going to just carry with me to bed overnight. It's going to affect my sleep. It's going to affect all the other things in my health as well, right? So during the day, we need to be able to process those things. So I'm learning, if I skip my morning routine and I'm already starting to feel the ugh of the day, I need to just pause. I need to just breathe. I need to close my eyes and I literally just blow it out my mouth. I sigh it out. I release it in some way so that I can just get rid of it and then breathe in some calm and just reset and take that moment to connect with God and connect with, where am I going today? What am I really intended to do? And just come back to me, nourish me, and then move forward again, right?
Yeah.
It's like taking a wrong turn when you're driving. You turn the corner, you're like, oh, this isn't the way I want to go, right? You turn it around. You get back on course and you start again. And we can do that throughout our day and constantly. If we are just kind of holding on to this and just bearing this and just kind of barreling through our day and not releasing this, it's going to affect our sleep, right? Stress affects our sleep. All of these emotions affect our sleep. So we have to find ways to manage that during the day. Release it, journal it, breathe it out, sigh it out, exercise it out, punching bag, running, like whatever it is that we can release this before we go to sleep. Then when we can go to sleep, we can have a better balance and a better sense. And we talked about that evening routine of ending our day with gratitude, being thankful for all of the things in our day. When we're conscious of that all day long, that gratitude list is so easy to write at the end of the day because you're seeing it. Well, I'm so grateful that today the sun is shining. I'm so grateful that I have a calendar full of amazing appointments today. Instead of, I have a calendar full of too many appointments today. That's a whole different perspective. So what are we feeding our mind? How are we managing our energy during the day has a huge, huge impact on our sleep. Lisa, I know you have some great tips on that too.
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack. You went lots of different areas in there. I'm going to start back from the morning routine when you mentioned the morning routine and some of the things that I do. I'll just show you my calendar. You'll notice that it's color coded, and those yellow ones, there's 3 yellow ones Monday through Friday and 2 yellow ones on Saturday mornings. And the 3 during the week are 12 before 12, calls, and priorities. 12 before 12 are my routine. They're the 12 things that I intend to do before noon. It'd be ideal to do 8 before 8 or something like that. But I find that, if there are other things happening in the morning, I need some space and time. I don't want the pressure of having to get it done too quickly, but I do want to set some boundaries. You mentioned boundaries. So putting boundaries around myself. And so those 12 are these are the things that are included: daily scripture, prayers, stretch yoga, do some weights, 26 contact calls per day. Check in my calendar's daily checklist. I automate a lot of things. If people click on anything on my website or they request information, it's automated, but it also lets me know to follow up with those people. So to check my daily checklist every day. Reach out to folks through social media. I'm a digital marketing advisor. So I have to be on social media certain days. So go check out and see what people are posting personally and professionally. Share a comment, engage with folks, find out what they're up to. Let's see, write a personal note, handwritten personal note, one every day. That's it, because we've lost touch. I love getting mail. I never get mail. I love getting a card in the mail. One of my Be Well group on Saturday mornings, it's an older demographic, and those folks still use pen and paper, and they write notes and they send me trinkets in the mail, and I love it. Read a chapter in the book, write a chapter for my book, and then record a video. So those are my 12 before 12. If I I consistently do those, I move my business forward. I take a lot of things off my plate and reduce the chaos and stress of achieving what it is that I want to achieve in my work. Calls, the other one, number two, the second one is when I think of somebody's name, when somebody pops into my head, I now write them down because I forget, and when people's names pop into your head, there's a reason. Like they need to hear from you. Maybe it's God appointed, it's a God wink that says, hey, you two need to connect. So I start to write them down, and I do 26 calls a day. And I start with these because these are the ones that came up. They popped into my head. I need to follow up with those folks. And then the third one, Monday through Friday, are my priorities. What are the priorities? I have personal priorities, productivity priorities, and then my plan, my business plan that I'm following, I read it every day. This is the plan for the next quarter, the next 3 months at a time. So there's just those 3 P's. It's personal, productivity, and then the plan. And that's my Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, it's a little bit different. I have what's called mom's business. My mom is with me. I'm her full-time caregiver. So I have things that I need to take care of for her. And then just personal stuff on the weekend. Some stuff has to happen on the weekend because I don't have time for it during the week. So that's how I've created my morning routine. I wrote it down so it's stress-free. It's not chaotic. Those things can change. Things can come off of there and go back on there, but at least I have it out of my head. I'm not kind of thinking, what do I got to get done today? I know you said you pull out your planner. I use a paper planner as well. My phone needs to match my paper planner so that it allows me, to be out in my world and check into what needs to get going and when I need to be back to the office. So I want those to coincide. I usually make sure that they match at the end of every day. On Sunday nights, I kind of look at the whole week, and then every morning of every day, I look at the plan for the day, and every night I kind of close out the day with what's done, make notes on it. I have a planner that allows me to make notes for the day. So everything is in one place. I used to have Post-it notes stuck everywhere and little notebooks with notes on it when I'm talking to people. Now it's like everything needs to go in the planner, because if I can just take that one thing in my phone, I can do business anywhere in the world and be organized with it. What does this have to do with sleep, though? Because when we take the chaos out of our life, we find the calm. Like Paula said, we have the times when we can breathe. Like when everything is happening, we need to just be able to take a breath. And when we're organized and we have a pattern or a routine that we've created for ourselves, or we have steps, we know what we're doing next. When we break our day into time slots of here's when I'm doing my yoga, or here's when I'm doing my workout, here's when I'm having my meals. We wish that we could all be free, untethered, and just kind of go with the flow, but that's not how the human system works. When we set some of these routines into place, we reduce stress and we reduce chaos, and we create calm within our nervous system. When our nervous system is calm, we have less anxiety, less panic, less of that, that rat race kind of, the hamster on the hamster wheel thinking. And when it comes time to lay down in bed at night, we know we've completed the day and it's safe for us to go to sleep. So many times we go to bed with fear on our mind because I didn't get it all done. And oh my gosh, what if I forgot to do this? And what did I leave out? Oh, I should have done this. It's in here. I wrote it down. I know who I'm going to call tomorrow. I know what got checked off the list today. I can just let myself drift off to sleep, get a good night's sleep, and start over again. And I know what I'm going to do in the morning. I know how I'm going to start my day. I know when I'm going to look at my plan so that I don't miss anything. So that's kind of my boundaries, my routine, and how I work. And I hope that helps somebody. If you don't have it, I hope that resonates with you.
Yeah, it definitely is some great tips. And it really gets back to simplifying your day. And when we can get rid of that decision fatigue, like deciding, what do I do? What do I do? If we just make our plan at the beginning of the day and run with that plan, we don't have to decide constantly throughout the day. We can just go with it and move it. The other thing I really focus on during the day is how much natural sunlight do I get? So especially now with the days being shorter, we really have to make a conscious effort to get out into natural sunlight. Lisa, I can see the sunlight reflecting off of you from your window there.
Yep.
I got a little bit coming in from this window, but literally getting out in that sunlight so that we can absorb that, soak that up, and especially get our eyes seeing that. That's going to help invigorate us as well. If you don't have the capability to do that because of your work hours or your schedule, there are some really great lights, search circadian rhythm lights, where you can have this, where you can just turn it on for the first 10, 15 minutes of your day. And it just helps your body wake up, but it also helps give you what you need so that your body can start moving forward and helping you reset that circadian rhythm. We need that good natural sunlight during the day for our bodies regularly. Again, getting onto that regular schedule, resetting our circadian rhythms to have that consistency that we want to. We talked in other episodes about foods, beverages, what to avoid before bed. Those all hold true. Search back and check out those other episodes so you can see what we're recommending for food and beverages to avoid during the day, especially later in the day. But focusing on nourishing our body, getting more proteins, getting more vegetables, those leafy green fruits and vegetables that really help give us the fiber that we need, because when all of our body systems are working effectively during the day, again, it's going to give us less trouble at night because our body doesn't have to work so hard on those when they're functioning properly during the day. So talk to someone if you need some support with that. Lisa and I are great resources, and there's many others out there that can help get your digestive system and, you know, the rest of your body on track so that you can have support for that. Any other tips for what we need to do during the day to affect our sleep, Lisa?
No, I don't think so. You know, if I were to wrap this up for folks, I would say that it's a four-legged table. You know, movement, food, stress management, which would be mood, maybe, mood, and then sleep. Health
Mhm.
comes kind of with, health is like that. It's like a four-legged table, movement, food, sleep, and managing that stress, managing your mood and managing your stress. I think those are it. Health is not complicated. I think I can reduce it down to those four pillars. If one of those four pillars or those four legs of the table is a little bit wobbly and I give it a little bit of attention, I can create that balance so that the glass won't roll off the table, that the pencil doesn't just, roll along and fall off the side of the table. Balance to me is keeping those four legs of the table all the same
Mhm.
length and all working at the same time. If I'm doing well with my food, if I'm doing well with getting out and getting some movement, getting out in the sun and getting that sun in my eyes, moving my body somehow, whether it's, walking the dog or going to Disney or whatever, just get out and move the body. I know both of those cause me to have better sleep. When I have better sleep, I start to reduce the stress and manage my mood. So I hope that's your takeaway this month is sleep really is one of the four pillars, one of the legs of the table, and it's important. And we have to maybe make some effort to create healthy habits around our sleep.
Definitely. Well, looking forward to talking more next month with you.
Yeah.
And feel free to check back in these past videos. I think these sleep talks are something that, man, we could talk about every month because we can keep perfecting our sleep more and more as we go, because it is so vital.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will see you again next Thursday. Come on back.